What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with another quick video. Today we got something new. Gonna show you. You can see I finally put some lights on this thing. We're gonna talk about the new Furitek Lizard V1. Check this out. All right, so we all know how small the Lizard is. Love how tiny this thing is. You can cram it in basically anywhere. Now this thing has an on-off switch, so that's nice. Instead of the little button that sometimes I had a little bit of an issue. I'd have to push it fast, and it may come on, it may not. Maybe that was just my fat fingers, but overall, I'm liking the switch much better. And then this thing has a little higher BEC and a few things. I'm going to pop up the specs on it here. So with this new Lizard, you can see it doesn't have your wires fixed to it like the old style. You had 3 wires coming off for your motor wires. They were pretty long. And then, your wires coming off the side for the battery and everything. This by itself is just super clean. And then you plug your adapter in here to whatever motor you're running. I do prefer myself to run something like this. I run a lot of batteries with these connectors here. And I would rather just leave that plugged in like that and plug into here, because pulling in and out of here, I have had on one of my T-Juice, I pulled this loose from the board. Really my fault not holding down on this and pulling it out good. But now I just prefer to get a connector and leave it plugged in like that. It don't come with this, okay? This is just one I have because I've started running these little batteries. Love the size of these, and overall they've been really good. I'll link those in the description. I've mentioned them before, but so you need that adapter anyways for these batteries. But I do like to leave that plugged into the ESC, so I'm not pulling it in and out here all the time. But like I said, I love the switch on there. And then this thing actually has, I'll tell you the big surprise in a second. The BEC is higher, so it is like 5 to 7 volt capable versus the old Lizard, which was like 5.5 volt, I believe, on the BEC output. So this goes from 5 to 7. So with the new software update for this, you can go in and adjust it. You can set it if you want it at 5.5 or 5. You can leave it there, or you can bump it up to 7, which is going to give you a little more power for your servos, lights, that sort of thing. So it's just always good to have a little higher BEC. Running an Emax servo in here. My favorite thing is, and the wiring in this thing is kind of a wreck, just whatever. It is what it is. But look how simple it is to throw this thing in just anywhere, right? So I just fit it in there, and the way I have this routed, you can see I leave this connector plugged in for my battery, so I don't have to be taking it in and out of there all the time. I unplug and plug it here. The main thing that I love about this, that's a 3S battery. So now the Lizard can run 3S. That was a big thing for going with the T-Juice or Tegu before, is you could run that 3S. Well, now you can have this little tiny ESC and your 3S. So instead of trying to fit this block in here somewhere like on this truck, which it works well on this setup, I'm probably not going to change this out. I'm using the magnet on it and everything, so it just works. But something like this truck, I was really limited with space on here trying to fit this motor. down as where I could, and then get everything crammed in this front end. I have a regular receiver in there for the fly sky, and then my wires and everything for the lights and this and that, and so it's tight, but the Lizard works great. So I'll just tuck it up in there like that when I'm getting ready to run it, hit my switch, and it's ready to go if I can keep these wires out of the way. So you can see that's all on a magnet mount, but overall, pretty jumpy for the Outrunner motor. Got good pep to it, and we know we still have that slow crawl. So we can go from that to a little bit faster. As smooth as my finger can be, really. You know, you're never gonna get rid of that little switch there where it kicks in and out of like that FOC, I guess you would say. Just that right there. But if you're quick with your finger, you can adjust that. When you feel it engage to a little higher speed, you can kind of let off a little and you're good. So it's super smooth, very slow crawl, ease up, gaining. There's that little bit, then I just back off a little and we're good, see? All the way through my range, so no jerking, no hesitating, anything like that. So super smooth, like we're used to with Furitek. Everybody knows they're the way to go. And then you still have your port for your Bluetooth connector and everything like that. As far as that goes, everything's still the same. So really excited about this thing. I put this one in here just because I needed the space saving, really. And then I'm going to be putting this one more than likely in another build coming up soon, or I may install this thing in something like this. Liam's been driving this a lot. He really likes it, but I have a new truck planned for him. We'll talk about that in just a second. And one thing that I really just don't like about this is I'm still running this stock ESC, mounts to the roof, it's up high. I feel like that's really the only thing that hurts this setup. Honestly, this thing does really well, but I never have liked the ESC up here, and just how the battery plugs in, it's like crammed, it don't stay down, it wants to come up sometimes. So I may throw this in here. And then we have some motors, some brushed motors from Furitek. Definitely going to try that out. They say it's very good, better than the aux. So we're going to try that out because I've really liked the aux motor. You see people running everything. Everybody's going to the PN racing now, and I've seen that thing, and I'm not going to pay to buy that motor, and then their mount that only works with that motor basically, and just everything that goes into that. I'm not interested. It's not worth the difference in my opinion. I've seen it run. I just soon have this aux that slaps on the stock setup, honestly, but it's all personal preference, so not knocking it, just not worth it to me. But I'm going to maybe pull this one, or I don't know, maybe we'll do this one. I got motors everywhere, honestly, so we'll throw this Furitek in and combine it with this, and we'll show it off with some brushed motors as well. It's super smooth. I have tested it just for a couple seconds, and very, very clean, very, very smooth. But maybe we can get into like some speed tests, 2S, 3S, that sort of thing, just to show the difference in what you're going to gain with a 3S, and we'll go through all that. But the other build I was talking about, maybe starting soon, is we've been into the Losi LMT lately. So I picked up this Gravedigger chassis setup from ECB 3D Printing off of eBay. And we're going to try to put one of these together and just build a little SCX-24 grave digger, basically. Just because I never have did this. A lot of people were doing it a while back, and I just didn't care. I knew it wasn't going to crawl, so I wasn't worried about it. But now that we kind of got into the Monster Jam stuff, it'd be really cool to have one at the 24 scale. So got the wheels here, tires are on the way, so we're going to be doing that. And then also, Kinetic sent me their new recoil system. I've had this for a while. I've got to get around to these. We're going to slap the double barrels back on this truck, because if you watched my video on the double barrels, they were really good on my orange dig rig and really bad on this. And, that video's very outdated now. There's so many different shock options now. It's just a whole nother world. Everybody's trying this, trying that. And, a lot of times people will watch a video like that where the double barrels worked really good on my orange rig. And so then everybody went and bought kinetic double barrels. And then they found out they don't really work on everything. There is no one shock that's going to work perfect on everything. It's just how it is. But they were really bad on this. It's just a lot of weight up high. This thing's mounted high. It's really not a good performer, but it's one of the first builds I did back when all you had was hot racing aluminum. So everything on it's basically hot racing aluminum. It's not a performer, but it's one of the first trucks I did, so haven't really messed with it much. But we're going to throw the double barrels back on here with the recoil system and see if it helps, see if it performs better. So we'll get into that. Lots of stuff coming up, so definitely hit the subscribe. There's so many people that watch these videos, like 85% of people haven't subscribed, so click the bell. It helps out. And then that way you get notified when I do these videos. So let me know if you need anything. I'll post links to everything in the description, like always. Main Amazon links. All helps out the channel. And I'll list a bunch of my favorite stuff as well. So appreciate everybody watching. Peace.